What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Stochastic YouTube channel, coming to you with another edition of DraftKings PGA Tour Reignmakers. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Coming to you super early on a Wednesday morning here. Want to get this information out for the people because we have the Open Championship. I always record this here on the Wednesday mornings. Again, Open Championship means we have a very early lock time relative to other PGA Tour events. We're overseas in Royal Liverpool, also known affectionately as Hoylake. Lots of great stuff going on this week. Going to be a great golf course. Really tough finish with 17, baby par 3 with a crazy green, and 18, the internal OB that I'm sure you've heard so much about. Par 5, risk reward. Going to create some interesting opportunities coming down the home stretch, but how about a great opportunity for you? If it's your first time tuning in to PGA Tour Reignmakers, there's a free booster pack that you have below. Free starter pack is what, sorry, it's not the booster. A starter pack, that's even better because you're going to get 8 cards, including Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy. You get to pick your top tier golfer that you want in that pack. It's going to be readily available for you below, so take advantage of that. And then also, for all of you PGA Tour DraftKings Reignmakers veterans, there's this awesome contest that they have going for the BMW Championship Experience. They have a Thursday, Friday experience for you. The BMW Championship, that is going to be a FedEx Cup playoff event, going to be an awesome, awesome atmosphere with some of the top players in the entire universe. Yeah, not just the world, the universe. But you're going to be able to jump into that here when you have 3 international rare cards or better. Now, I got those. I'm going to be firing up this tournament. I think you should be too. As somebody who got to through the UFC streets, go to UFC 290, I can't tell you how great DraftKings is at putting together these experiences. It's something you definitely want to give yourself a shot at. So you get those 3 international rare cards, fire it up for the Open Championship, and go get yourself to that BMW Championship experience. I bet you get airfare. I get you all the fixins. All the fixin', friends. All right. As always, if it is your first time tuning in here, we're going to cover my single entry team, what I'm planning to do in single entry for this lovely event. Yeah, we're going to play Scotty Scheffler. It's going to be good stuff. Thank God. We're done with that stuff, trying to fade this man. But that's not all. We're going to give you a expensive player, a mid-tier golfer, and a low-tier golfer that I think have tons of utility, not just for this event, but for the FedEx Cup playoffs. And if you've tuned in a couple of times, I bet you know where I'm going on the cheap end because, well, it's the same guy who just made us a lot of money at the John Deere. But looking forward to this event. Let's start with that single entry. We're heading to the core contest. Prizes are extra big this week, extra big. We want to give ourselves a great opportunity. And wouldn't you know it, I have Scheffler, I have Rahm. There is no way that they're not going 1, 2 in. Now, the order of them, I think, is probably worth discussion. As you can see, I have the core of Scotty Scheffler. I've got a starter of Jon Rahm, but I started my pack with Jon Rahm at the beginning of the season. Scheffler ended up running with the torch. He's a little bit more expensive now. If you look at their core costs, $25.49 here for Rahm, $31 now for Scotty Scheffler. He's gone up here in recent weeks. I mean, I bought him at $27, so feels like a little bit of a snag now at this point. But I'm going to go Rahm over Scheffler and the captain, and here's why. We're going to get Rory McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler as your 2 most popular captains. We obviously didn't have Rahm last week at the Genesis Scottish Open, but 27% captain ownership that we've got going. We have free projections for you all over on the Stochastic YouTube page. Go to DraftKings Rainmakers PGA Tour projections under the PGA tab, and you'll be able to see top player probabilities, top 6 probabilities, top 5 probabilities, because that's what we're worried about. Top 6 for DFS, top 5 probabilities. Only 5 golfers you're putting together in a Rainmakers lineup. But Scotty Scheffler is the top player that is projected, but only 7.3% of the time is he showing up optimal, whereas Rahm 5.5%. I'm going to take the risk of playing Mr. Rahm as the go-to guy in my captain spot because I do expect much lower ownership for him in that position. Most people who only have Rahm and don't have Scheffler, yeah, they're going to play Rahm, but that is a much smaller quantity of people as opposed to Scheffler, who, him and Rory, they are definitely your 1-2 that you want to be looking at for this week. $26.90 for McIlroy. Hopefully you bought him last week. That would have been good. Be able to lead into it last week. But My next two clicks are pretty clear cut before we get a little bit uncomfortable. Victor Hovland, I think he's primed and ready here for this week. We saw a 25th there last week at the Scottish Open, not really mining too much out of that. Didn't really put himself in contention there, but I mean, you had some no names, whether it was David Lingmerth, and there were a lot of players that did kind of jump up into contention there. Got some weird weather on Sunday, obviously, that made it a lot more difficult. 72, kind of sputtered after the 73 he had in that opening round. Otherwise, two exceptional rounds of golf from Victor Hovland. Feel pretty good about him coming into this week. And then Xander Schauffele, who 42nd had the one good round there on Friday as well. Good Saturday round. Same thing, 74 on Sunday. If you didn't make a move, 60, well, I mean, it was playing really tough, but 70 puts him at -7, and we're having a different conversation about how popular Xander is going to be, not just for DFS purposes. In Rainmakers, if you have the card, you're obviously playing him. But Xander Schauffele is somebody that I do expect to put himself into the mix amongst his last 50 tournament rounds, 4th in strokes gained approach, 6th with the putter. You get that kind of a combination going at an Open Championship. You can be serviceable off the tee, which Xander definitely can be. He's 19th in strokes gained off the tee amongst this field. Great opportunity, my friends, to fire him up. Yay. Yeah, prize pack. Got him in a prize pack. Always fun. For my last player, I have Hatton, Homa, Finau, Morikawa. I think he's going to be somebody that we can look at starting some of these large field ones with. But Tyrrell Hatton, this is my pick to win. I bet him at 28-1 over at DraftKings Sportsbook. He is definitely going to be a huge part of my portfolio. Coming off of another good event, 62 there on Saturday, made a huge move, the biggest move of anybody on the weekend there on that Saturday round. But Tyrrell Hatton, the guy has just had unbelievable form this entire season. He also fits that mold of strong iron player, strong off the tee player, and then exceptional putter. 3rd in strokes gained putting, 6th off the tee. He's been doing that all season long, and I don't think he's underappreciated. I think a lot of people know that he's very good, but 6th at the Scottish Open is where he finished at last week. RBC Canadian, 3rd, 5th at the AT&T Byron Nelson, 3rd at the Wells Fargo, 12th at the Memorial, 15th at the PGA. This is a ridiculous string of golf that he's in the middle of, and we just want to ride that into the sunset. So Tyrrell Hatton, I think, is a great buy. I'm going to make him my expensive buy at $11.99 if you would like to be doing as such. So we're going to submit this. That's going to be my single entry. The Rahm over Scheffler thing. No Rory in that lineup. God help me. God save our king. All right, to the large field GPP we go, my friends. Here we go. All right, I said it before. Morikawa, we're going to click on. Theegala, I don't want to have him in any of my really good lineups here. It's been a pretty much struggle fest here. But talked about the expensive guy being Tyrrell Hatton. How about Tom Kim? Pretty good call last week in my single entry, don't you think? Tied 6th, though, we ended up getting from him. 73, playing along Rory there. 73 in that final grouping on Sunday. Fell back a little bit as a result, but still a phenomenal finish. No Robert McIntyre in DraftKings Reignmakers. He'll be popular in DFS yet again after a 2nd last week, but that made Tom Kim optimal. And I feel like Tom Kim is just somebody that you need to be primed, ready to rock with here overseas. This is where he emerged at Genesis Scottish Open into the Open Championship last year. Said it before. The putter was broken over the course of this entire summer, spring, any time of year. This entire year it's been broken. But the ball striking, the irons have been immaculate for him. Nice to see him putt well on some slow surfaces. We don't have the strokes gain data, but I think that's a good thing. I don't want everybody to know what I think I know, and that's Tom Kim. Might be more of a, I want to bang this putt into the back of the hole kind of a guy. You don't want some slower greens, neutralize the field a little bit, and I think we are ready to rock. Tom Kim, a great large field target, $6.99. Same price as Finau, like him more, a little bit more expensive than the likes of a Denny McCarthy, things of that nature. I think that those are all really, really good spots. Now, on the cheap end, there's a couple of ways that we can go with this, and I'm going to give you two. Again, I gave you the Hatton, I gave you the Kim. Justin Thomas doesn't fall into the boat of cheapy necessarily, but I think $5.20, pretty wild to see how far he has fallen down the pecking order. But how about Tom Hoge for everybody starting off here? Great week at the Scottish Open last week. Nice to see the form return a little bit. Top 20 people got out of him there if you ended up firing him up. I didn't play him in any of my good lineups, but he was just kind of along for the ride. I do think he falls into that approach player, strong iron player. Can we get the putter hot for a week type of player? One of the best iron players on planet Earth, and well, you need to be able to hit it in the right sections of some of these greens here at Royal Liverpool. You need to avoid these bunkers like they're the plague. I'm just saying, you got to avoid them. Tom Hoagie, I think a really nice buy considering he's sitting right around $2 for his core card. Really good opportunity that we have to utilize him in some lineups. I'm going to utilize him in some good lineups, but I kind of alluded to it before. Sepp Straka, friends, $2.47. I have 3 of his cards here. I'm going to continue adding to the collection. He is the ball striking extraordinaire when it comes to iron play on the PGA Tour. Yeah, amongst everybody. Like Morikawa-ish in terms of what that ball striking has been all season long. And in terms of strokes gained with the approach, 20th amongst this field. We've seen him gain gobs and gobs from time to time. 3.4 at the John Deere, 7 at the Memorial, 10.4 at the PGA Championship where he finished 7th. So had a pretty good streak of majors. 46th at the Masters, 7th at the PGA, ended up missing the cut at the US Open, but still, for somebody that is sitting sub $2.50, those are some really good results in majors. So if you're looking for a cheapie that could, I think, outshine some of this field, we saw that 7th at the PGA. I played him in single entry that week because I'm a sick person. That's for sure. Also, he won the John Deere and he was like in the captain spot and just about everything. So and I didn't win anything that week. I won money, but like I think it was like $85. I'd like more than that. But hey, paying for the cards here this week. Sepp Straka, an awesome opportunity, I think, for him to jump up to the top of the board for us. Let's go, big guy. Also, he'll be in the FedEx Cup playoffs, should make himself a top 30 pretty easily, coming off of that win, coming off of some of these great results he's had this season. So there you are, my friends. Some expensive players, some mid-range players, and some cheapies for you to round out your lineups. Think about your utility going forward. Who's going to be playing the FedEx Cup playoffs? Who is not? Who are some of the top players in the world? Who are not? These cards, we can limit them down. I want to make sure that Tour Championship, I have a ton of guys ready to rock. I want a nucleus of guys so that week specifically, I can rotate through a bunch of dudes. So hit that like button for me as we get out of here. Don't forget to check out the lobby. Check out the players tab as well. If you're looking to buy players on the secondary market, I've gone through this a couple of times on this program, but really easy to go to the game set, Open Championship, and rotate between core, rare, elite. No matter what you fancy, friends, there are definitely some opportunities on the secondary market for you to jump in. Also in the UFC streets, you can do it week by week, minute by minute. By minute. Good song. Anyway, I'm going to be checking out these streets, that's for sure. Aspinall, always just going to murder. But looking forward to the UFC streets, looking forward to the Open Championship streets for everybody this week. So let's go get it, friends. Until next time, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck at the Open Championship this weekend.